exciting. That's definitely exciting. So how do we react as society? Because still, when we're talking within technical bubble, right, this is all clear. We know the path, fantastic advancements, right, human benefiting from it. What about society? Because it's still, right, as much as we want skills being out there, they're not there. And what is the general thinking around those topics? Mm-hmm.
So I don't have this thinking that, one day someone's going to click their finger and half the world's going to be out of a job. But I do think that the technology advancements in the blue chip companies, especially the market leaders, are going to adopt this stuff far quicker than anybody else. So that's going to cause a bit of a lagger, situation where companies who are not market leading are going to fall behind. They're going to start losing profitability. They will eventually come to points where even they go bankrupt. Governments, they are today completely behind this. They don't understand any of the stuff and the structural impact it can have on companies. So if I give an example, right, take a step back. Let's say I'm an extremely aggressive company. I want to use automation to the very best of my abilities. After a couple of years, I should be able to roughly automate 30% of what my company does. 30% is a lot. If you have a 200,000 people organization, that's a big number, right? What are those people going to be doing? Either they're going to be taking a new business that comes in, or they're going to have to go and do something else. If you extrapolate that to all of the top 10,000 companies on Earth, that's going to be a lot of people who are going to become obsolete, or then I mean obsolete by the fact that they wouldn't be reskilled or retrained in time to be relevant yet. So those people are going to go out of the market, of the job market. Governments are then going to start having a rising unemployment issue. It won't happen overnight, but it'll be a gradual problem that builds up over time. Then governments are going to be in that situation where, we have a lot of people who are not able to work today because the working market has shifted completely to the IT side of the world. So they're going to have to give those people bursaries, let's say, to reskill. They're going to have to give them tax breaks, anything to help them out so they can go into a new course or go into another apprenticeship to learn new skills. How are they going to do that? Where are they going to get that money from? So I've written an article about, how governments one day will start having a robot tax. That's one way. So for companies who have a certain amount of robots that they are in operation every day, they can have a tax for that. And that will be used to give bursaries out to people who can reskill, or for other reskilling programs. So I think corporates are going to gain a lot from this automation story. They're going to eventually, over a couple of years onwards, start saving a lot of money from it and gaining a lot more business. But after a while, when structural changes become very obvious in companies and then in society, they will need to give some of that back to society in order to allow people to reskill so people become relevant. So that will build up over time. And that's, we're talking also about things like, self-driving cars coming into the market, taxi drivers who could be out of a job soon as well. Bus drivers, transportation, logistic companies, all of that will change too. It's not just, the financial services industry or just one single industry. It's going to impact every industry. So that will build up over time. It's not going to be doomsday. We're not going to have 30% unemployment globally next year, but I think it will build up to kind of 15 or so percent globally over the next 10 years. By that time, I hope that then governments would have caught up with all of this. The bursaries that they're giving out to people to reskill would have had some positive effect. And then those people will start becoming relevant again to come into the marketplace. And then, that will catch up and go back to normal, and unemployment will go back down to normal rates. So that's how I think things will evolve over the next kind of 10 to 15 years. Governments lagging, and then they'll catch up by providing some sort of bursary or incentives for people to reskill.